staple of what we can accomplish and make it something that we're really proud of.
3, 2, 1, action!
It's been 5 years since we've made one of these bad boys. Super excited about this project because we're shooting the entire thing raw on Blackmagic.
You know what they say, if your shoot doesn't work, you have the rest of your life to figure it out.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're finalizing Chalk Warfare 4, finally. But how did we get here? Just like any of the other Chalk Warfares, we started by asking you guys, the fans, what you wanted to see in the video. We headed over to the community tab and got weapon suggestions, and then immediately went to improving the process on how we were going to make these things.
We weren't going to make another Chalk Warfare if this one wasn't going to blow all the other ones out of the water. They all were modeled after like first-person shooter type video games, but we noticed the climate shifting with like PUBG and Fortnite over to like the Battle Royale format, and so we wanted to kind of mimic that. But the hard thing was they all start usually with like jumping out of a plane or something similar.
Actually, Sam, I remember you coming to me and showing me the clip from Mission Impossible and basically being like, I want to do this. We went to Aaron, right?
So I hit him up and he's like, oh yeah, my buddy who I spearfish with skydives all the time. His name was Chris Patz. So we hit up Chris and, you know, we had this pre-visualization done that I had made to showcase kind of how we wanted to do the skydiving. And that was really easy, proved very easy to get them to kind of come on board and understand what we were trying to accomplish. Sent that over to Chris, and Chris, you know, right off the bat, got all of his friends together, and we just had to figure out how to get these helmets, get everyone to look like they're on the right teams.
All right, so we got Zach's leader, we got Claire right here, we got Liam over there, and then wherever you are,
they could be on their bellies static, like just flying, and then they can take off.
And then they take off.
Zoom away from the camera. Yeah, and that could look really cool. And Keith is the man.
Let's walk this from the top. Been skydiving for about 15 years or so. I've completed about 7,500 jumps. So I like to go to different spots in the world and really film some exotic locations or really specialized jumps. I went to film school a really long time ago, and I sort of only applied it in skydiving, so I filmed a lot of skydiving events and commercials. I've done some work for short films. There's nothing too difficult about this shoot. It's pretty straightforward. We have a good location to do it, a nice background, talented skydivers, good direction, a good crew. This is a walk in the park. Jump number 3, redoing the last one. I think we nailed it! Woo! Yeah, dude.
Alright, so we just arrived here in Santa Monica. Today we're picking up our plastic weapons. So in the previous videos we used to use these old cardboard cutouts for the actors to hold the weapons. We've since upgraded a little bit, so now we have this Santa Monica Plastics who's actually laser cut our weapons for us.
It's weird seeing them as true cuts that came from a computer and then went straight as a physical item.
So you finally came over after I went and picked them up, and immediately you're like,
they're actually not correct.
these are all wrong. And I was like, oh no.
This is supposed to be the full-fledged LOD, zero version. And then this is supposed to have just rudimentary outlining for tracking so that you don't see the edges of the chalk. And it's for our hero shots, right? Our hero shots close up. Like, this is not doable.
Yeah.
It's usable.
Yeah. Because we were shooting it was just a matter of days. And I know this plastics company, dude, bless their hearts, because they were like, this is weeks long about getting the files, getting the cuts.
So shit. We're now dealing with rubber warfare.
There are no challenges.
Love it.
Yeah, we can do anything. We can make anything happen.
We're gonna do some shoulder rolls, backflips, stuff like that on wires. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
3, 2, 1, go!
you need? A stencil?
I don't know if you could call it a gun. like my walking cane.
Alright guys. Oh, it is the Elder Wand. The most powerful wand ever. It's just broken. Typical.
We're gonna get Sam Loya onto this treadmill, and he's gonna have these two handles. He's gonna be like pantomiming like he's driving a giant robot, and we're actually gonna put it on 10, so he has to really run.
We're not gonna give him his lunch until he's done with the run. And it's something that I step into, and then I become this big old sort of robot, and I'm gonna be controlling.
So my role is Obi-Wan Jamie Costa. Jamobi-Wan Kenobi Costa. I'll be going in between certain Jedi and myself. I'm not laughing while we do it is a big challenge, yes.
Like we could have some we wanted force powers, we wanted to just demolish everything with our lightsabers.
The golden gun from GoldenEye. The gun that's golden from GoldenEye is what I draw. And then I think I pick some people off. Yeah. Normal Sunday.
Well, I don't know why I'm here. Sam messaged me last night. It's like, hey, come and be in a video.
Cover area?
Are we intense or are we having fun?
It's pretty intense, okay?
I love that kind of direction. Just do stuff.
It's the only one we got, don't break it.
Give hand signs, okay? This must be what it feels like after you die.
I guess we all have to.
Hello there. That's the Infinity Gauntlet. It's a little unclear because there needs to be a finger there, maybe.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what they're doing with the whole tracking thing. So we're going to be drawing this on the wall, and then they're going to actually turn it into a chalked prop, which is sick.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I'm going to be twirling this around. I haven't really figured it out. Like a finger twirl.
My name is Brendan. I did all the tracking on Chalk Warfare 4, and welcome to post-production. Chalk Warfare 4 utilized 3D tracking, which means the weapon stuck like glue. We could utilize realistic 3D lighting, and Sam can simulate realistic chalk particles.
This adds to new realism in Chalk Warfare that we've never seen before. We utilize DaVinci Resolve for our editing and our color, and we utilize Fusion for our VFX work. A production like this is not easy. When it comes to post-production, we had help from some amazing sponsors that helped us with all of the tech challenges that we had. So we shot the entire production with Blackmagic cameras. The G2 was super nice because it actually has 300 FPS, so all of those crazy Bayhem-styled hits that we had, like the slow-mo of the robot with all of the debris. We actually shot that practically. And we were able to bring all of our footage from our OWC drives that we shot directly on via USB-C directly to our server that OWC provided us. Super awesome server. I've been a huge fan of OWC products for such a long time. And we were able to store all of our data safely and securely. Then from that, we're actually able to work directly off of the server through 10 gigabit pipeline.
So we're hopping on the server, and we're able to bring our shots right into Synthize to do all of our 3D tracking. After we've done that, we can export that to a variety of applications. In this case, Blackmagic Fusion. So Fusion's a node-based compositor, which means it works a little bit differently to some of the other things you might be used to. But it allows you to get really in-depth with what you're doing and really control the order of operations when you're working on a shot. One of the most useful things about Fusion is that we're able to template a shot using a tree of nodes. And whenever we want to come in and at least get a rough idea of what a new shot's going to look like, we can just come in and replace the relevant nodes. And everything procedurally works its way down the tree until we end up with a shot that's actually pretty close to what we're going to end up with at the end of the day.
You think this was over?
Hey, my name is Eric Capel, and I am the sound designer and mixer on Chalk Warfare 4. And here's a little tidbit from the film that I thought was cool. So when I got to the robot disintegration scene, I realized that it was a perfect place for me to use one of my favorite sound that me and a few buddies recorded from back when I was doing Foley work, which is dog food slurping out of a can. So you take a few of those, you slow some of them down, you play some of them backwards, you layer a bunch of them together, and you get this. So that just gives you a nice little like slurping, gloopy, gloppy layer on top of your robot melting soup. Thanks for listening. Back to you, Sam.
So when we have VFX shots, we have rough cuts that we're working with, we use Frame.io to upload and send all of our media out to our friends that are helping us roto.
And with hundreds of shots in this film, it wasn't just us working on this thing. We had friends all around the world helping us with roto and weapon replacements. And honestly, this wouldn't have been possible without Frame.io.
So we're able to upload all of our footage into Frame.io, directly draw on certain frames to show where we need it, leave a comment, and everyone is up to speed with what needs to be done on the shot. And on top of this, they have a new desktop application for storing all of your cloud media, which makes it really easy to be able to send to all of your artists and work remotely. Boris FX helped us out with so many of their different plugins like Mocha Pro, Sapphire, and Continuum that helped make things fast and efficient for us. We needed software that was powerful while also versatile, so we used Mocha Pro to track and stabilize a ton of shots in Chalk Warfare using their advanced planar tracking and masking tools. One of the shots I really enjoyed doing was where Sam came out and he started shooting this loading dock. And we were able to just easily track it in Mocha. And then with that Mocha track, we were able to use all of our stock footage from Action VFX. We were able to just pop it in there. We were able to rotate it 90 degrees, which is actually very unrealistic, but it looked great. So today we are in post-production and we are recording our robot. Now, we can't actually record our real robot because unfortunately it doesn't exist. But the next best thing is virtual camera. Now you may have seen virtual camera getting a lot of press from The Mandalorian on Disney+. They used that to lower the production cost of that series, and it just was an amazing use of it. Now we're pretty much doing the same thing, except we're not using those multi-million-dollar screens to shoot a subject in the foreground. We're just using it to get dynamic camera animation from our virtual camera to have a reactive camera as our robot breaks through the wall, as he does all of this various stuff, shooting at our hero, team, everything. Now, the way we're doing this is we're actually piping this full 3D environment we have that we photo scanned in real life. We're piping that to Unreal Engine where it's running real time. And everything is being tracked with this little tracker right here on our VR headset. And these wall mounts are mounted all in our studio here, and it's able to track this camera motion rig. So Brendan's able to set me up, move me around to where I need to be, and then I can get ready, prep for the shoot, and he can hit record, and then we're able to get our takes just like we would on a normal shoot. You know what they say? If your shoot doesn't work, you have the rest of your life to figure it out. So, we've been working on this thing for like a year now, and then of course, you think when you work on something for a year, you can get it all done in time, but we're still cramming in the last minute. We've got like 10 hours until we have to upload this thing, but I think it's gonna be pretty good. Dude, did you know that someone messaged me earlier today and told me that Chalk Warfare was the reason why they got into film? Isn't that crazy? Told me that in my DMs. Like, there are comments on this thing that say it made their childhood. It's pretty cool.
That's insane.
Yeah, isn't that insane? So, I don't know. I think what we're doing here is pretty important. We'll see. We'll see if this